Listen up, gentlemen, hip lines, okay? That's a low blow. These are a little high, these are a little high. Listen, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. 12 rounds, WBC World Championship. Touch gloves, come out the bell. Good luck to both of you.
Our main event, Robert Guerrero, the hometown favorite, stepping up in weight, taking on Turkish warrior Selçuk Aydin, who told us, I don't understand why I'm the underdog. I am the natural 147-pound fighter. I've been waiting for my opportunity at a world title, and I won't let myself down. Meanwhile, Robert Guerrero moving up in weight from 135 all the way up to 147. He said, you're going to be shocked. I feel explosive right now.
And a very important point is that when they weighed in today, Guerrero was 150 pounds and Aydin 151. So the difference not dramatic at all.
And Aydin wasting no time going right at Guerrero. As you mentioned, Al, he's not a technician, but he's a very solid and aggressive fighter. He wants to stay on you the entire 12 rounds.
You know, Robert Guerrero, while he has that height and reach, and he's a classy, good combination puncher, he likes to get in the trenches sometimes, and he has to kind of warn himself not to do that so much in this fight. Look at the overhand rights from Aydin. They're going to come raining on him, even if they're not thrown correctly.
Aydin coming off a 12-round unanimous decision over Jojo Dan on November 26, 2011. He broke Dan's jaw in that rematch. 23-0, 17 KOs. Right hand by Aydin. Gets through.
That's his game.
Aydin telling us, I want to be able to walk into an establishment in the United States and people say, how you doing, champ? I need American television to do that. Nobody knows me. I've waited so long, and this is my shot. So I don't really care that I have to do it 7,000 miles away from home.
This has been a spirited first round as we're halfway through it. Both men have gotten done some of what they want to get done. Guerrero's landed some flashy combinations, but Aydin has had a few good right hands get home.
Solid three-punch combination by Guerrero, the Ghost.
3 of the last 6 opponents Aydin has fought have been lefty, so he is used to fighting southpaws.
Guerrero pawing with the jab. Tries to land the straight left hand. Now Aydin, very well-decorated amateur fighter. 380 amateur fights, 360 wins. Represented Turkey in the 2004 Olympics at 132 pounds.
And of course, Guerrero, great amateur as well. Nice right by Aydin. A moment ago before that, Guerrero landed a very big uppercut, which could be an important punch in this fight. But Aydin has gotten a few of those right hands in.
Coming to the end of the first round for the WBC Interim World Championship. Guerrero in red, Aydin in black.
Aydin wants to shake hands, and Guerrero says, I remember what went on before this fight. Wow.
Let's take a look at the keys.
For Selçuk Aydin, start fast. To some degree, he's done that and make it rough. He has done that a little bit on the inside. The one thing he has done already is that overhand right. He's gotten that punch home 2 or 3 times. That's his game. For Robert Guerrero, he must keep his distance so he can land those combinations, as his dad is suggesting to him. Combinations are important. He did that in the first round. I'll tell you the other thing he did. He got that uppercut home. Both men are landing their home run pitches, or home run balls, early in this game.
Second round scheduled for 12 in the welterweight division, 147 pounds for the WBC Interim World Championship. Robert Guerrero, the favorite in red. He's from Gilroy, California, 30 miles outside of San Jose, taking on Turkish-born fighter Selçuk Aydin in black. And your referee, Dan Stell, telling Guerrero to keep his punches high.
This will be the pattern in this fight. Guerrero threw 82 punches in that last round, only 43 thrown by Aydin, but Guerrero landed him by 2 punches, but only 2.
Don't hit on the back.
Good body work there by Aydin.
Don't hit on the back. Let's go. Hands are free. Get off that neck.
You look at the number of punches as this is a running number here, and I see the big edge for Guerrero in terms of numbers thrown, not so much in landed. He missed about 40-some jabs Guerrero did in round number 1.
Let's think about Guerrero early on in this fight. Although Aydin has been very aggressive, Guerrero so relaxed in there. You can see all the experience.
If there's a fighter that he has fought that resembles Aydin a little bit, it's Orlando Salido, who really beat Guerrero, but then it was declared a no contest because Salido tested positive for a banned substance. And what did Salido do in that fight that was important? He landed some very good overhand rights that hurt him, and of course that is Aydin's game.
Straight right hand to the body, getting through for Selçuk Aydin.
Well, you can tell Guerrero is on the same page as me when it comes to keys to victory, because he is throwing that uppercut and trying very hard to land it.
Aydin complaining that Guerrero is holding him behind the head.
Hands are free.
Aydin came to the U.S. 2 months before this fight. He wanted to be very well adjusted to being here and trained in San Jose the last month.
Watch your back of the neck. Watch your back of the neck.
A lot of right hands behind the head by Aydin.
Aydin, a very emotional fighter, folks. As a matter of fact, as an amateur, he was suspended for 5 years after getting into an altercation, he and his camp, at an amateur fight in which the referee, by the end, ended up getting punched in the face by his coach.
Now that's a dispute. That's a dispute.
Got the neck.
Oh, wow. Headbutt by Guerrero.
Man. This is a different Robert Guerrero. Little water. Keep popping the jab. At the end of the round, Guerrero hitting on the inside, whipping his head up, just missing Aydin. And I'll tell you, this has been a rough fight, and Dan Stell will have his hands full during it.
The question is Aydin getting in Guerrero's head?
Yeah, boy, are you correct, Gus. Robert Guerrero is not fighting the fight of a boxer-puncher. He's fighting the fight of a man who's angry at his opponent.
And Al, you have been calling Guerrero's fight dating all the way back to the amateurs. You knew he was going to be a world champion.
Yeah, you know, when he did the Junior Olympics, they were joking with me at the fighter meetings about that, because I said at age 15, I did his fight, I said this young man could be a champion and will be, and of course he did become one. He's just a good ring technician, knows what he's doing. Now in this round, he's keeping his distance a little more and landing some very big shots. They did kid me, though. They said, you said he was going to be a one-time champion. They didn't say 2 or 3.
They certainly did.
Said, hey, I'm not a clairvoyant, you know.
Straight left hand pushing through for Guerrero. Now the 1-2.
From the outside, Guerrero almost can't lose this fight. There's the combination.
Aydin's philosophy, though, speaking with him, if he keeps the pressure on Guerrero in the 6th, 7th round, things will start to go his way because his natural size and aggressiveness will pay dividends.
Big right hand there. He just wants to stay in the fight, Aydin, and have one of those right hands be his ticket to a win in this fight. And he's landing some right hands.
Tell you what, to me, he's like a 147-pound version of Vic Darchinyan.
Yeah, probably less skillful, but the same toughness and the same will to win.
As Vic would say, once you feel my power, they will give up.
Well, Guerrero is landing more power punches, as we would expect, because he's landing more punches. But of those 23 that Aydin has landed, some of those have been very good right hands. Like that.
There's a right hand by Aydin as he keeps his hands high.
I mean, that's his whole game. He doesn't throw many jabs, doesn't throw it. Occasionally will mix in a hook. He's all about that right.
His father was a government worker. Humble beginnings. Nice combination as Guerrero steps off the line. Straight right hand, lead right hand, scoring for Aydin.
You remember Guerrero coming in off a 15-month layoff. The right shoulder operated on. See, he's staying on the inside with Aydin. He's fighting very well there, Guerrero, but also giving Aydin a chance to land some of those clubbing rights.
Third round scheduled for 12 for the WBC welterweight interim world title. And Aydin now advancing at the end of the round. An emotional Robert Guerrero nods to Aydin. They are bringing it right now, folks.
Stay calm, stay relaxed, relaxed. You're getting better and better. You're getting better and better. Throw the right, block him. Stay relaxed in there.
Right in the pocket. With the right, that wasn't a perfect punch by Aydin, but he's right inside there with him, Guerrero. Now, he's fighting very well, and he's a good inside fighter, and that's the uppercut we talked about. The question is, does he want to be there for this whole fight and give Aydin at least a chance?
The start of the fourth round scheduled for 12 in the welterweight division for the WBC Interim World Championship. Selçuk Aydin from Turkey in black, undefeated, 23-0, taking on Robert Guerrero, 29-1-1, with 2 no decisions and 18 KOs in red.
Robert Guerrero threw a big right on the inside by Aydin. Guerrero threw 103 punches in that last round. That's busy.
Aydin wasting no time, just moving straight ahead. Throws that looping right hand.
Robert Guerrero is ducking down a lot. That is a big mistake because that gives Aydin a better chance to land that right hand. And there, look at him right there. He ducks and Aydin throws that right. One of those could be very dangerous to Guerrero.
Ooh, nice body shot with the right hand again by Selçuk Aydin. That's right. The nastiness is apparent. It was apparent at the weigh-in yesterday when they got into some pushing and shoving.
And you know, it's making for a very fun fight. It is absolutely a strategic error by Guerrero, and he just got nailed with the right hand. Look at him come back, though. This is a war.
Uppercut by Aydin, but Guerrero catching Aydin with that straight left hand that really backed him up and has slowed him down. Guerrero turning that left hand over as Aidin goes back to the breadbasket. Looping right hand. Beautiful combinations by Robert Guerrero.
It's a heck of a fight. Let me tell you.
You know, Al, there's boxing, and then there's fighting.
Yeah.
And I think we're watching a fight.
You are so right.
6 seconds in the fourth.
How do you feel? How do you feel? ¿No te cansaste nada? Nada.
Celtic Aidin is getting in some of those right hands. That was a big right hand, a short one, delivered beautifully on the inside, and body work as well. Working downstairs, and Guerrero himself working downstairs as well. But the combination punching of Guerrero, when he uses it, is superb. That's a 4-punch combination, and that's where he wants to be, in the outside, throwing all those combinations. When I was upstairs with Casey, she said I have butterflies in my stomach like I do before every fight. I guarantee you she's got them right now.
This is the WBC Interim World Championship at 147 pounds between Selçuk Aydin of Turkey, the #1 ranked contender, and Robert Guerrero, who's moving up in weight, 2 weight divisions from 135 to 147. Guerrero in red, Aydin in black. Big right hand by Aydin.
You know, I have Robert Guerrero winning every round. And maybe there were some that were close, but that doesn't really matter because Aydin's in this fight. He keeps landing those right hands, and one of them could change the course of this fight. And it's not as if he's not landing punches. You mentioned he was the Turkish Olympic representative in 2004. Of course, the Olympics underway now in boxing. His style is a pro style, so as an amateur, his style was never going to really get it done. It's amazing he got that far.
Step back.
There's that right hand to the body again. Another right hand up top for Aydin. Aydin gaining some momentum here in the 5th. Looping left hand for Guerrero. Aydin to the body again.
Be a good time for Aydin to work that body, and there's another one to try and slow Guerrero down. One thing Guerrero's not been able to do is hurt Aydin.
But that may be because of the moving up in weight out.
Absolutely.
Do you think Aydin has hurt Guerrero at all?
I don't think so, even though he landed some really big right hands. But, of course, that could all change in these later rounds when fatigue sets in for both men.
Get out that neck, Robert. Get out that neck.
Body work by Aydin, though. He's hoping that later on in this fight, it'll have a huge effect on the man that's moving up in weight.
And I think Robert Guerrero's punches are being pushed a little bit more right now. They're not quite as crisp as they were early. We'll see.
End of the 5th. And we told you this division is loaded. We've got more welterweight action coming up on September 8th.
Brando Bailey, who surprised Mike Jones with a knockout win to win a portion of the welterweight title, and Devin Alexander, who stepped up from 140 and had a very good outing as a welterweight. He's hoping he can win a title on September 8th.
Hey, acuérdate los ganchitos abajo porque se viene así. Búscalo para arriba.
Halfway down, keep it clean.
How do you feel? Good? Good. He's fantastic. Yeah, keep working. Keep working. Keep working. Good job. Don't let him get you in the corner. That's it. That's solid. Good job. You know your shit.
Keep using those little left jabs.
Okay. Come on, baby. Hands up.
6th round.
In the last round, Guerrero had his lowest connect number, 13 out of 75, but Aydin only landed 9 of 38.
Nice uppercut by Guerrero.
If Robert Guerrero continues to throw the sheer volume of punches he's throwing and he doesn't get knocked out, it's going to be hard for him to lose this fight because he's throwing so many more punches than Aydin, and Aydin is, just landing from time to time.
And this is what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's a graphic example. I mean, that's a huge edge. And you see the edge in terms of punches landed is not monstrous, but he's throwing so many.
But Al, does activity really matter that much?
I think it does when you don't have the luxury of somebody counting punches exactly correctly. He's been much busier and he has landed more punches than Aydin. So I think that activity is important, but there's a nice right hand again by Aydin. I mean, you don't want to reward a fighter just for activity, but a lot of those punches, if they didn't land, they're bouncing off something and they're pretty close.
Guerrero looking over at his corner. Aydin just moving straight ahead.
Guerrero's been cut in 4 of his fights due to clashes of heads. Not tonight. We haven't seen anything like that yet. Of course, we saw it in our first fight where Sean Porter had a terrible cut. But so far, at least that Guerrero has avoided. Aydin still landing the right hand occasionally that looks like it's going to make an impact.
Straight right hand getting through again for Aydin.
I mean, Selçuk Aydin has no technique, honestly. He doesn't do anything well or right, but he's a tough guy, and he's got power in that right hand. And that has won him 23 fights and has him in this fight.
Aydin telling us, I always fight to dominate. I want to be in the center of the boxing world, and I know that coming to the United States and finally getting an opportunity to fight for a world championship, I am at the center of the boxing world. Let's go into Aydin's corner.
Get him some ice. Ice. Get him some ice. Bring the ice back.
You're getting too close.
You keep jabbing.
Take them apart out here. Ganchitos, everything, all right? Put it together, yeah. Okay, fantastic. Keep that jab going, baby.
Ruben Guerrero, the trainer,
You're fantastic.
Money in the bank, baby.
the father of Robert Guerrero.
Hey, watch that fucking right hand.
Dad got into a little pushing and shoving at the press conference as well yesterday.
Let's go.
Now, we talked about the activity of Aydin. He threw the fewest number of punches he has in this fight in the last round. Only threw 27 punches. And he was outpunched by a total, or outlanded by 15 punches by Guerrero. So, Aydin is going to have to pick up the pace, or he's going to have to get lucky, if you will, or fortunate with one of those right hands. If Aydin would win this fight, he would become the first ever Turkish champion. This is for an interim championship. And those are the numbers I talked about in the last round. Stark difference in terms of the activity. Good body work by Aydin. And of course, that would be a great idea for him right now. If he believes he can fatigue Guerrero and land something big at the end of this fight or toward the end. Guerrero's been down only once against Joel Casamayor. He was hurt by Salido a couple of times by right hands.
But as our Twitter follower stated, Guerrero just putting rounds in the bank.
Yes, and there's no question he's way ahead. I've only given one round to Aydin. That's my very unofficial scorecard. And the pace of this fight has slowed. Aydin is not attacking as much, and Guerrero, who I think was operating a lot off of adrenaline and his emotional state coming into this fight and the crowd reaction, has also slowed his pace a bit, even though he's still throwing a lot of punches.
And I think what you're also seeing,
oh my,
nice uppercut by Aydin. As Guerrero told us, another uppercut by Aydin.
He doesn't want to languish on the inside.
Another uppercut by Aydin. Guerrero not answering.
Guerrero looks a little fatigued right now.
Breathing out of his mouth.
And not much on those punches by Robert Guerrero. Those are arm punches.
Uppercut, double uppercut by Selçuk Aydin.
This round could be a fight changer.
Step back, gentlemen. Let's go box.
Robert Guerrero told us that he's not going to stand in front of Selçuk Aydin and that skills pay the bills. But in this round, the 7th, Selçuk Aydin with brute strength and street fighter type attitude may have turned things around. Selçuk Aydin fans.
This uppercut, while Guerrero's landed some great uppercuts, there was one from Aydin, and he would land another one in this round as well that was very, very strong. And Guerrero leaning in and bending his head down, making it easier for the uppercut to land, and there is another look. And I'll tell you what, those punches are tough. And for the first time in this fight, Aydin landed the exact same number of punches as Guerrero at 16, and in my opinion won the round because of how hard his punches were.
Casey. The 8th round, scheduled for 12 in the welterweight division, 147 for the WBC Interim World Championship.
And if Robert Guerrero was fighting a 140-pounder, 135-pounder, with those big power punches he landed earlier, have done somebody in. Not against the 147-pounder. And look at him go.
With the crowd behind him. He's responding to the 7th.
Trying to reestablish, and he always throwing his punches with more conviction, but still languishing on the inside, Guerrero. That's what's making this fight interesting.
Aydin blocking a lot of those punches as Guerrero moves his hand, double, triple, uppercut. Just touching.
Guerrero's off to a blazing start in this round.
Aydin barely missing with that last uppercut. He was effective in the 7th. Short right hand. There's the uppercut, getting through.
This is absolutely the wrong place for Guerrero to be, right on the inside. Just couldn't be a worse place for him. And look at him eat those uppercuts.
Now he comes back with a 4-point punch combination, though. And a 1-2 off the break.
Worst place for him, best place for the fans. What a fight. And Aydin doing something very smart. They're going to the body, Gus.
Guerrero leaning over, so dangerous, makes him susceptible to the uppercut when he's inside.
This is a round in which the activity of Guerrero might well win him this round, even though Aydin's landed some showy punches, Guerrero has as well. Be interesting to see. And we've still got 40 seconds left in it.
If Aydin could figure out when he's inside how to actually step back and get leverage on that uppercut, it may cause Guerrero some major troubles as he throws a 3-punch combination.
That was a great right hook by Guerrero that I thought might hurt Aydin. It didn't.
Tough round.
Wow. Robert Guerrero came out with a vengeance in this round after not such a great previous round. You see those combinations, the body punches getting through, some being blocked, but some getting through against Aydin, pushing him back. Then later on in the round, again Guerrero on the inside. And Casey, his wife, happier with some of the action from that last round, even though there were also moments where Aydin landed something big. Don't wait, don't wait.
We're ready for the start of the 9th round, scheduled for 12 of the WBC Interim World Championship. Guerrero in red, Aydin in black. Start of the 9th, and Guerrero rubbing the back of his head. Aydin moving forward. He's been the bull, and Guerrero has been the matador.
Both men going to the body, which is... We mentioned that Aydin doesn't really throw many jabs. And look at the number he has thrown in this fight. I mean, only 84 jabs, and he's landed 13. That's so small. But Guerrero has not landed a lot of his jabs either, which is intriguing.
No, stop. Step back.
Good shot to the body again by Aydin. But Guerrero uses his jab, and he lands a straight left hand to the midsection.
And you know, as many of those jabs like those that are being blocked, they are range finders that help him land the hook to the body and then the straight left, Guerrero. So there's a reason for him.
Guerrero doing a better job in this round of keeping Aydin at the end of his jab and not fighting him inside.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Gus. He's lapsed in there a little bit, but not consistently. You're not only a theologian tonight, you're an analyst.
I've learned from the best.
That's impressive work by Robert Guerrero, and that's what he does when he's at his best.
Skills pay the bills. Taking a quote from the great Floyd Mayweather Jr., who is the title holder and should be getting out of jail in the next few days.
And the question is whether he'll campaign at welterweight or go back up to 154 as he did to fight Miguel Cotto. So it's one of the mysteries that people don't know about. Good head movement there by Guerrero, but he got hit with a right hand behind the head. And that's an equilibrium shot that may have stunned Guerrero or put him off balance.
Aydin standing straight up.
Woo-hoo.
And there should be some decent fireworks in this one when Ronda Rousey takes on Kaufman.
Can Sarah Kaufman land enough strikes to prevent Ronda Rousey from getting the infamous armbar on her? It's a $64,000 question. Robert Guerrero landing that straight left and then making Aydin miss, but he would get whacked on the side of the head there, on the ear, and that affected Robert Guerrero.
It looked like a legal punch out.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it was a legal punch. When we first saw it, it didn't seem like it was. And here's a news flash. For the first time in this fight, Aydin landed more punches than Guerrero, according to show stats, 20-15.
Championship rounds, folks. Start of the 10th. So we've got championship rounds coming up after this 10th round.
And Guerrero is 3-1 in 12-round fights, and Aydin is 4-0. But in reality, Guerrero's really has 2 losses because he lost to Salido, even though Salido ended up testing positive for drugs, and it didn't turn out to be a loss on his record. Aydin has never lost at 12.
Orlando Salido with the 2 incredible fights against Juanma in Puerto Rico.
He's a warrior.
Yes, he is.
That was a combination from Aydin, and that's impressive. We haven't seen too many of those from him. The jab from Aydin, that's another rarity, and now he's starting to put his punches together a little better.
No, step back.
Oh my!
That's a trip.
That body shot, though, knocked him backwards. That almost was a knockdown. And I'm not sure that right hand to the body wouldn't have created a real knockdown.
No knockdowns in this fight. Another right hand by Aydin. He throws a short right hand up top, and Guerrero ties him up.
This fight has changed. Aydin is now controlling the tempo, and he is pushing Robert Guerrero back. He's hurting him to the body and controlling this fight.
Another right hand by Aydin. 3 right hands in a row. And right now, Guerrero can't get out of the way.
And those were illegal punches by Aydin, but that's the idea. He wants to make it rough, and if Guerrero's going to stay on the inside, he'll keep getting hit with those, and he's holding on now. What a great round for Selçuk Aydin.
Left hand now by Aydin. Wow, great 10th round in San Jose. has the tide turned.
Yeah, box him. Keep jabbing. He just wants that bomb. Just use your jab. Hold on.
Little water on top. Keep using your jab.
This will be one of the many body shots that was landed. I'll tell you what, there was a trip involved there, but that body shot was dramatic, and there were a couple other great body shots during the round by Aydin. That one downstairs. And then Aydin later on in the round, landing again some of those uppercuts and short right hands. Now here, that's a legal punch. Just barely, and he's about ready to throw an illegal one. But I'll tell you, Aydin had himself quite a round and outlanded Guerrero 27-12 in the last round.
11th round, scheduled for 12 for the WBC Interim World Championship. Selçuk Aydin of Turkey in black, Robert Guerrero from Gilroy, California in red. And look at the power shots in the last round.
That's dramatic, and Aydin landed some of those power punches. Really, I think, got to Robert Guerrero. Does Guerrero have enough stamina right now, enough in the tank? Now, here's the other question. I have Guerrero ahead 97-93 in this fight. That's my unofficial scorecard. But could a knockdown in one of these last two rounds change that and still give Aydin a win in this fight? And maybe some judge gave him a round I didn't give Aydin.
Guerrero trying to find his second win here in the 11th. Aydin swinging for the fences.
Aydin has never lost, remember, in 12, although against Jojo Dan, many believe he got a decision he didn't deserve. Right now, though, he is walking Robert Guerrero down. Guerrero's been busy in this round, though. And Aydin has been a little more economical with his punches. This is one of the most important minute and 30 seconds of Robert Guerrero's career right now.
And of Selçuk Aydin's.
Boy, you're right. This crowd trying to push Guerrero.
A long minute left in the 11th. Right hand getting through for Aydin. Goes back to the body. Guerrero trying to turn Aydin.
Step back.
And I'm going to tell you something. We're in round 11. When you watch Selçuk Aydin on tape, and I've said this about other fighters, I'm going to admit it, I underestimated him. I didn't think he could hang in and fight this way. He's still not a great technician, but I'll tell you, he is tough as nails, and he just hurt Guerrero with the right hand.
Guerrero trying to keep his distance. Oh, beautiful work by Robert Guerrero. That may have won him the round right there. Guerrero with a terrific combination at the end of round 11. All heart.
You're giving him a clinic, baby. How do you feel?
And speaking of heart, the young man on the right, Josecito Lopez, showed some of the best heart of the year with his dramatic TKO Victor Ortiz, and now he's got to go on Showtime and fight a killer, moving up in weight again.
That's going to be a tough one. And right now, the drama in that corner, intense. Aydin landing a rare jab, and look what it did. It set up the right hand. That's the first 1-2 combination I think he's landed in this fight.
Aydin first off the stool.
And then Guerrero landing some great shots himself. Wow.
Aydin first off the stool for the 12th and final round for the WBC Interim World Championship. It's been a sensational fight.
No, stop. Let's go, Jimmy. Work it, Neil. Finish him.
Robert Guerrero has thrown over 900 punches in this fight, but he only has about a 60-punch edge in terms of what's landed. And again, behind the head. At this point, Aydin I think, is really flirting with getting a point deducted by Dan Stell.
Yeah, but at the same time, Al, Guerrero has been holding him as soon as he gets inside, and he's trying to work the free hand.
That's true.
There's a right hand getting through for Aydin, followed by a right hook landing for Guerrero.
Let's go, Jimmy.
Guerrero breathing heavily out of his mouth. Fatigue, uppercut.
You can see the running total of punches down there. This has been a war of attrition.
Get off the back of the head. Stop.
I have it 107 to 102 for Guerrero, but it could be way closer than that. There are a couple of rounds that could have gone either way. Oh, big left hook downstairs. Wow.
Now Guerrero moving his hand. A minute to go.
63% of you on Facebook thought this was too much for Guerrero to bite off tonight, to go up 2 weight classes. It's been hard, that's for sure. And I think Aydin is winning round 12.
Straight to the body, Aydin misses with the uppercut.
And for Selçuk Aydin, what he would pray for right now is a knockdown that could give him a 2-point round, and who knows where the judges have this.
26 seconds. Second. Aydin, Guerrero, letting it all go. What a finish at the HP Pavilion, a fight town, folks. It may be Silicon Valley where all the smart people live and the millionaires, but they love to see 2 men or women go out and bang.
Selçuk Aydin, you see the badges of honor, places where he was hit with some of the many punches that Robert Guerrero threw, but he performed with grit and determination, as did this man, Robert Guerrero.
And now let's take a look at how this fight ended.
They were both tired, both inartistic, but both very, very pumped up to try and make something happen. You can see they're both very, very tired at the end of this fight. Look at on both their faces. And Robert Guerrero feeling the moment. He feels he won this fight. So does Aydin. I believe Guerrero won it. I had it 116-112, but we don't know how the judges are seeing it. He is basking in the glory of a hometown crowd that certainly believes he won.
All right, let's make it official by going up to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Mike Tate skis the bout 117 to 111. Judges Max DeLuca and Mark Green both score the bout 116 to 112. All three in favor of the winner. He is now the WBC interim welterweight champion of the world,